Hello viewers, today we're going to be explaining how the parts of an aircraft work. Here we are going to explain the Boeing 777, the largest twin jet airliner to fly. So recently I've been getting some questions about the Boeing 777, and the most frequent question was, what are the parts of the plane that help it take off and land? And also, what allows it to use less runway? We are going to explain this. The Boeing 777 is the largest twin jet airliner in the world, and the aircraft requires a lot of runway in order to be able to get off the ground. So what allows the aircraft to be able to use less runway when taking off and landing? Here's the answers. So if you look carefully up close, you will see this aircraft has what's called leading edge slats. Leading edge slats help to reshape the front of the wing to allow more air to flow over the front, generating extra lift, and also helping to lower the stall speed. The leading edge slats also help to reduce drag as well. And if they are flush with the wings on takeoff, they will give more lift to the wings without really putting in any drag to slow the aircraft down. Right now the slats are fully extended for landing, as you can tell right here. If you look carefully at the underside of the wing, you will see that the slats are fully deployed. When the slats are fully deployed, that allows drag to be created while at the same time reducing stall speed. When that happens, that means the aircraft is capable of flying at a lower speed, so therefore requiring less runway in order to land. Another question I've been asked was, why are the 777's flaps designed the way they are? Well, here's the answer. As you can see here, the flaps are down, as if the aircraft was about to land. If you look very carefully here, you can see how these are slotted flaps. The reason with being the flaps are slotted is so air can get in between the slots in the flaps themselves, along with creating more drag while at the same time generating lots of lift so that the aircraft can land at a much slower landing speed. Another thing about the 777's flaps is that there are inboard and outboard flaps. So the inboard flaps are what's placed closest to the engines, and they generate the most lift. As you can see, the flaps here, these are your inboard flaps, and they are down even further than the outboard flaps because they are strictly designed to create lots of extra lift for the aircraft to help it land at a lower speed. The outboard flaps here also help with generating lift, and they further lower the stall speed for the aircraft to land. The average landing speed for a Boeing 777 usually depends on the type of aircraft, this plane being the 777-300ER. Also, it depends on the engine type. So this aircraft here, you can see, has the General Electric GE90 115B engines. These are some of the most powerful engines in the world. There is a close-up look at the engine. As you can tell, the GE90 115Bs are the largest jet engines in production to this day. And the Boeing 777 is the only aircraft that has the engine type. Now we are going to explain how all the parts work. First up, we are going to explain the leading edge slats. The leading edge slats are there on the wings to help to reduce the stall speed of the aircraft on landing, and there are two settings. You can adjust your slats to either have them at full for landing, which allows air to get in between the slats and the wings to help create drag, or you can have them flush with the wings, which will help the aircraft on takeoff. When the slats are set at flush to the wings, the slats therefore have no gaps between themselves and the wings, and that allows the aircraft in order for the plane to be able to take off at a much slower speed, the slats must be set to take off or flush to the wings. When the slats are flush to the wings, they just touch the wing, and the design changes the airfoil of the wing itself so that the air going over it creates and generates more lift. The leading edge slats are divided because of the engine mount, as you can see here. The slats are a pretty simple device, and they are used on jet airliners only, as turboprops fly at much lower speeds and do not require slats. Now we're going to explain the flaps. The flaps of an aircraft are to help it take off and land without any issues. The flaps allow the aircraft to fly at a much slower speed as well, and the flaps will even further reduce the stall speed of the plane and therefore allow it to land at a lower landing speed. When the flaps are lowered to full, as you can see here, they change the airfoil of the wing even more, creating even more lift at a lower speed. Now take note, once you get your plane below stall speed, you're going to get this. Your plane is going to fall. So your best bet is to try to keep the aircraft above minimum landing speed. Also, the flaps help to slow you down as well because they create drag mid-air. So the flaps can be set to different settings, such as like setting 1, 2, 3, 4, however many flap settings your plane has. The Boeing 777 has 10, 25, and 45. The flaps can be set to 45 degrees for landing, and that is to only be done when the aircraft is on finals. The flaps can be set to 30 to 25 when the aircraft is descending and slowing down. And that is also what the spoilers are for, which we will show you in just a minute. The flaps serve a special purpose in reducing stall speed. So if your plane, let's say you got a Cessna and you fly below the stall speed without your flaps, lowering your flaps might be able to help you in one occasion or another. So now we're going to talk about the spoilers. So if you look carefully on top of the wings, you're going to see the outboard. You're going to see the spoilers, which are right in front of the flaps, as you can see right here. The spoilers help to keep the aircraft on the ground once it touches down, and they also activate once the pilot deploys the brakes. When the brakes are deployed, the thrust reversers engage, and that is what allows the aircraft to be able to have a safe landing. And once it is down on the ground, the thrust reversers and the brakes and the spoilers all activate at the same time when the pilot hits the brakes. Now, the Boeing 777 is quite unique for being a large, wide-body plane. A Boeing 777 could easily get out of Harrisburg International Airport, which has a 10,000-foot runway. The Boeing 777 only needs about 8,500 feet to take off, and it needs about maybe 9,500 feet for landing. The Boeing 777 was very popular with its fuel-efficient design and also for the aircraft, like I said before, being very fuel efficient. So if you guys want to learn more about this aircraft, check out the initial checkout video of this plane. Or if you want to learn more about Boeing 777s, I will put a link to an article about them in the description below. Thank you guys very much for watching this explanatory video of how spoilers, flaps, and slats slow your stall speed and keep your aircraft flying smooth while having a slower and safer landing. Thank you very much for watching. We will see you in another video.